Something is wrong with me. I should be dead, but I'm not. I've been living in shadows. There is only one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to come find you. I'm going to come find you.
Oh, come on, Michael. Did your father have to be William Afton? I mean, like, seriously. This whole time before this trailer and everything, I was seriously thinking it was Henry because of the MatPat theory. But then I looked at the files and it said your name was Michael Afton. Come on, are you serious? Now I have to scrap another theory. Well, here's the next one. Hey guys, and welcome to Blessed Minds. Our first video. Wow, where today we're going to be covering a forever lingering question. Who is Michael Afton? Now, you might think you know the answer, but the real answer may surprise you. And no, for all the Mike Trap fans out there, Michael is not Springtrap. Now, I want to say real quick before we continue that this theory is not originally coming from me. It actually came from a YouTuber named Kouki Kouki, who doesn't really get that much recognition as he should. But I digress. So for the beginning of this theory, I just want to say, if you don't know FNAF lore, I suggest you go learn the FNAF lore, or you just go buy the books and play the games, and then come back once you know all of it. You did it? You back? You know the lore? Alright, let's get into it. In Five Nights at Freddy's 4, which we see Michael as the main protagonist in, confirmed, we see Michael having nightmares, running around throughout his whole room with Foxy in the closet, Bonnie and Chica in the hallways, and Freddy on the bed. And we see Fredbear in his worst nightmare appear to him. But there is a more sinister thing in this game besides just the gameplay, and that is the cutscenes. So in FNAF 4, in the cutscenes, we see this kid that we're going to call the Crying Child, who is apparently one of William Afton's sons. So, in these cutscenes, it is 5 days to his birthday, and in these days, he has to deal with his daily life being scared of the place that he's going to have his birthday party at, which is Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, or Fredbear's Family Diner. So, he doesn't like the restaurant, he's scared of it, and apparently he's scared of his dad too, hiding under a table when he sees him in the shadows. So, now that everything's been solved with that, we can move on to what happens when he's at home. When he's at home, his brother torments him while his friend, his Fredbear plush, constantly leads him around. But his Fredbear plush also leads him around outside and can turn into different things. So with this, that's his life leading up to the birthday party. But on the birthday party, his brother, who torments him with a Foxy mask on, stuffs his head in the Fredbear suit at Fredbear's Family Diner, and they chomp down on his head when the spring locks fail, causing him to die. Now, this brings us our two candidates. We have Crying Child and we have Foxy Bro. Which one of them is Michael Afton is up for debate. But before we decide that, we have to go over one more game, which is confirmed Michael is also the protagonist in. And this game is FNAF's sister location. Now, let's give a quick recap of FNAF's sister location. In FNAF's sister location, Michael Afton sees an ad at screws, bolts, and hairpins.
New career. Whether you were approached at a job fair, read our ad in screws, bolts, and hairpins, or if this is the result of a dare, we welcome you.
And decides, hey, my sister died and he knows all about Soul Remnant. We'll get to that Soul Remnant and crap and that stuff later. Well, probably in another theory. But anyways, he goes to the sister location to find what William Afton said would be there.
Father, it's me, Michael. I did it. I found it. It was right where you said it would be.
As we see in the cutscene you saw earlier. So, now that he's down there, a whole bunch of robots in sister location try to attack him. But while Michael is there, he figured out a bunch of secrets through, well, I guess mini-games? Well, at least we figure out the secrets through the mini-games. Anyways, while Michael is there, he gets misled by the voice of his dead sister, Elizabeth, who died when William's animatronic proceeded to scoop her into her belly. And now that her sister is now possessed with baby, she believes that Michael is William because they look alike, as seen in this cutscene again.
They didn't recognize me at first, but then they thought I was you.
Now, with that being established, Michael now being scooped because he gets lured to the scooping room and gets scooped and spits out robot spaghetti, is he's alive, and baby is confident he won't die because of the soul remnant that was in the scooper keeping him alive.
You won't die. 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 You won't die.
As I've also said by Michael.
But something is wrong with me. I should be dead, but I'm not. I've been living in shadows.
So, we can go off these things. Michael saw the ad from screws, bolts, and hairpins, which means he's now down there. And after this, we can now figure out that FNAF 3 was after sister location, somewhere in the 2020s. We can reinforce this claim with the evidence that you see at the end of the Michael cutscene, where Springtrap appears.
There is only one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to come find you. I'm going to come find you.
So now that we have covered FNAF sister location in FNAF 4, we now must address the big issue here. Well, at least the big question, that is. Who is Michael Afton? We see him as the main protagonist in FNAF 4 and FNAF sister location. Well, I think I have an answer. You see, in the Freddy files, there's a lot of information about the lore contained, but I have my eye on one specific piece of the Freddy files. See, on one of these pages, there's this image, of Foxy holding an ad for screws, bolts, and hairpins. Now, you might think this is just a cool little Easter egg, but review our evidence really quick, and I guarantee you'll find it. Let's go over this, shall we? Now, we see in Sister Location that Michael actually got to come there not only because of what William said, it's also just because of what he read in that exact same ad, the screws, bolts, and hairpins one. So, right now, I'm going to say who I officially think is Michael. So, for the question about who is Michael Afton, I'm gonna have to say it's Foxy Bro. And let's review the evidence real quick to support that. In FNAF Sister Location, it shows that we're playing as Michael based off the cutscene where he talks to Springtrap and he's like, "Father, I'm coming to see you." Not only that, but it's also shown that that is Michael Afton through the files which he is voice acted in. So that is confirmed to be Michael Afton. And how did Michael Afton get to Sister Location? Well, not only did William tell him the stuff was there, he saw the ad at Screws, Bolts, and Hairpins. And who do we see in the Freddy files reading Screws, Bolts, and Hairpins ads? We see Foxy. Now, how does Foxy connect to Foxy Bro besides the name? Well, Foxy Bro is represented by wearing the Foxy mask, and that's how we get his name. So, in turn, if Foxy Bro is the one that is in the Freddy files, which is a very great theory because that has a lot of evidence to back it up, because we know that Michael was the one reading that, and we see Foxy as the one reading that too. So we can now make a great theory based on this evidence to say that Michael is in fact Foxy Bro. Oh, okay. Well, that was a question that needed solving. Now I'm pretty sure no one can really disagree with this because of the evidence. But if you can, then please leave it in the comments and I'll get back to you. But I'm pretty sure this theory is right, but I could be wrong. So, anyways, I believe that Michael Afton is Foxy Bro. So, yeah, that happened. I am open to the possibility that this is wrong, though. But at the end of the day, have I ever told you about how this is all a theory? No? Well, that's a story for another time.